He said, I had to confront my own friends. I had to go back to the gym because it is, Sergio, embarrassing, humiliating to be laid out and beaten down and having everything taken from you. Well, the last 6 months he has devoted himself and is in position to get his world championships back. Chris Mannix giving that last 10th round to Anthony Joshua.
You know, there'll be a lot of people watching this fight that might be dissatisfied with it if Joshua continues and wins fighting like this, but this is what you have to do. When you go up against an opponent with a granite chin and better hand speed than you, this is exactly the kind of fight you have to do.
Yeah, there's always going to be some criticism, but I don't see how it could be warranted, Chris. To your point, nice jab again, given what he went through the first time out being stunned, and then coming out and executing a boxing plan beautifully. I know, like, you know, the Klitschko brothers were criticized for years for doing that, but he hasn't stunk the place out. He's boxed beautifully. There's a difference.
And Chris, he wanted Anthony Joshua to change trainers and look for a new strategy. This is exactly what he needed. He stayed with Robert McCracken, and he's fighting an Emmanuel Stewart type fight without changing trainers.
All right, let's be clear. I suggested that he think about changing trainers. I didn't walk up to him and say, go change trainers.
Sergio, I'm going to have to take a point away next time. Round 11. Anthony Joshua boxing beautifully, showing range, movement. Said, I have to be the smart fighter. He has done that tonight. But he's also landed his share of leather. It's not as if he's in there. There's another beautiful jab. Look, you can land jabs like that and then be on the move. You don't have to stand there and trade. He said, if I stick to my plan, if I box, opportunities will present themselves. He's engaged here and there, but he has wisely moved out when Ruiz starts winging that hook.
And wisely clinched every time Andy Ruiz got inside. Like right there, they got inside and Ruiz pushed them off.
And look at him pop the jab out again. Ruiz's head just bounces back off that jab. That last CompuBox number we had, jabs 49-21 in favor of Anthony Joshua.
You know, while Joshua didn't change chief strategy, Sergio, he did add 2 new voices in his corner. One of those voices was a trainer that has a bit of a history at the Kronk Gym. And as we know from watching Emmanuel Stewart's fighters over the years, the Kronk Gym, they fight off the jab extremely well.
Another jab, bouncing the head back. British fans are chanting. Ruiz is frustrated, always advancing, but unable to have success. Another jab lands from Joshua.
Whoever was wondering if Joshua can be on his bike, sticking and moving, fighting discipline behind the jab. 11 rounds in so far, he's been doing just that.
He has showed focus. He has showed growth. Even after being at the pinnacle, being the #1 heavyweight in the world, widely regarded at least, and being a heavyweight champion with several of the belts, he has been able to change after adversity, after embarrassment. We are in Riyadh, here in the cultural hub of Diriyah, the Diriyah Arena, brand new. A beautiful sight here this evening. And it's been a beautiful sight for Anthony Joshua fans here tonight.
Just jab fest, moving around, use the ring, sticking and moving. It's really impressive watching such a massive, big man who made a career just pounding and knocking out fighters, sticking and moving, floating like a butterfly, and stinging like a bee with that jab.
Anthony Joshua said he just took things for granted. He said, now I know what it means. I took it in stride before, but I know I want to be great. So he had to endure all the embarrassment, everyone questioning his heart. Andy Ruiz shaking his head as he comes out for the final round. Round 12, heavyweight championship of the world, and Andy Ruiz, we believe, needs a knockout to stay heavyweight champ. Wide margin, wide gap for Chris Mannix on his scorecard. Virtually every round for Anthony Joshua so far. And I think, Chris, you gave him the 2 rounds you could give him.
And flashes of Chavez, Meldrick Taylor, where Chavez was losing every round with Meldrick Taylor, and he got clipped towards the end of the fight. Another one is Chavez Jr. versus Sergio Martinez, where he hurt him in the end of the fight. Can Andy Ruiz do the same thing that Chavez Sr. and Jr. did?
Ruiz trying with the right hand. He's in desperation mode. He has to be. Final 2 minutes of this fight. Hard right hand by Joshua. Ruiz shakes it off. Yeah, his chance is to say bring it and stay in close. But maybe Joshua wants to do some damage here before he says goodnight.
Joshua lands a massive right hand, and what does he do? Continues to box, continues to stick and move.
The cut has not been a big factor in this fight. It was a clean right hand from Enthony Joshua. That opened things up early in this fight. It has not been a big issue, but the skill, speed, a man 11 pounds lighter than he was in the first fight, is able to use this large ring, 22 feet all around, and box the night away and get a considerable points lead here, we believe, as we get into the second half of round number 12.
Andy Ruiz may have the faster hands, but he has the slower feet, and that was the game plan. That's the key to the strategy. Beat the faster man with the faster feet by moving around.
One of the most improbable heavyweight champions in boxing history, along with Primo Carnera, Max Baer, and Buster Douglas. And will it be just a one-hit wonder? There can be much more for Andy Ruiz, but it looks like he is losing his championship belts here tonight. He continues to chase Joshua as he is running out of time.
And Andy Ruiz will probably have to ask himself after this fight, were those 15 pounds worth it? He was a little bit lighter. Might he have been a little bit more effective?
No question. And Manny Robles wanted him in camp in July. He showed up in September. Joshua was in the gym throughout those 6 months in some form or another, and it has shown up here tonight. Final 30 seconds. You know Ruiz isn't going to quit. You know that. He's going to try to the belt. Hard right hand comes up short for Ruiz. Ruiz says, come fight me here. We're a little late for that. Not going to happen in the final seconds. Joshua continues to dance, and Enthony Joshua with a resounding answer. He takes a prideful stroll around the ring, walking in front of his British fans, walking in front of the British broadcasters, as if to say, how did you like that? Bring those belts back to me.
If Sugar Ray Leonard was here, he'll be praising the performance of Enthony Joshua. Andy Ruiz doing what Hagler did. Come fight me. And what did Leonard do? No, no, no. This is my night tonight.
Ruiz frustrated there. Cut up. Not beat up, but smacked around a little bit. He took punishment throughout. A popping jab, snapping his head back. Several right hands as well. And Enthony Joshua points to his heart, and you know what? He showed heart tonight. Not just heart like on fight night, but heart every day in the gym getting prepared. The crowd here excited. It was an exciting night, tremendous amount of drama, and even with Joshua taking the mayhem out of the fight, he makes his point.
Look, Enthony Joshua did not avenge his loss with the same flair as Lennox Lewis or Vladimir Klitschko when it comes to Brewster, but this is no less consequential. Anthony Joshua's career could have been on the line in a fight like this, and he avenged that defeat significantly.
There with his father in the ring. Look, this is an Olympic gold medalist. He was an unbeaten heavyweight champ with 6 title defenses. He has the looks, the personality, the charisma. But again, it's all at stake when you go into the ring, and he got starched last time out, but he bounces back beautifully here tonight in the desert.
What a different set of circumstances, too. You see Eddie Hearn, the promoter for Joshua, hugging Joshua's father. Last time out, they were yelling at each other in the ring about stuff that happened in the build-up to the fight.
And CompuBox telling us that Enthony Joshua threw the most jabs of his career in a single round in that last 12th round. Let's go back through this fight. Right away, we saw Enthony Joshua long, lean, and snapping jabs out from the get-go. Long right hand. Again, these are hard shots. Wasn't just feather dusting, wasn't dancing, wasn't stinking it out. He was boxing, and boxing beautifully. Ruiz, to his credit, never quit. Let's go to the ring.
After 12 rounds of boxing. Glenn Feldman and Benoit Rousseau both have it 118 to 110. Steve Gray scores it 119 to 109. All 3 scorecards go to the winner by unanimous decision. The fighting pride of London, England, and once again, the heavyweight champion of the world, the man known as AJ Joshua.
Anthony Joshua is once again the heavyweight champion of the world. Look at him puff out his chest. He deserves this moment. Embarrassed in New York City. Beaten down by a very game challenger. And he has regained it. Erasing the sting of the embarrassment and the defeat, and showed complete boxing class in the ring tonight.
If you're Anthony Joshua, you rejoin the conversation about being the top heavyweight in the world.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Well, you know, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are looking on a big hug. A lot of sportsmanship between these two. These are two very good people. Comport themselves beautifully, and there's no animosity there, just good competition at the highest level.
And for Andy Ruiz, this isn't the end. I think he'd have a lot of problems with, say, a Tyson Fury, who throws a lot of punches and keep him off him. But against, say, a Deontay Wilder, who doesn't throw a lot of punches, I think he'd be competitive. There's still big fights ahead for Andy Ruiz.
Well, look, Hasim Rahman, you know, his career didn't end there. There are lots of fighters who won the heavyweight title and lost it right away, but continued on in their career. And no matter what, whether you're, you know, Michael Moore or Ingemar Johansson, you have etched your name in boxing history by winning the title. So he has a lot to be proud of, but tonight is Anthony Joshua's night. He'll be taking pictures throughout the evening. A triumphant performance as the challenger turns to champ. 94% of this fight, according to CompuTrack, fought at distance. So Joshua had the discipline to fight at distance all night long. And you saw Sergio, he was tempted to slug it out at certain times, but he thought better of it.
I couldn't see Anthony Joshua winning, mixing it up with Andy Ruiz, or even fighting on the inside, or trying to back up Ruiz. That wasn't the game plan. That's not the way that Joshua was going to win the fight. The only way, in my opinion, that he could have won and regained those titles is exactly what he did. It's boxing, moving, and clinching when he had to.
Again, Andy Ruiz becoming heavyweight champion, a la Leon Spinks, Hasim Rahman, or James Braddock. But the clock strikes one on the Cinderella Man.
Ruiz's corner, Manny Robles, his trainer, said, yes, we expect him to stick and move for half of the fight, but can he do it for 12 entire rounds? There's no way he does it. Anthony Joshua just did in impressive fashion.
And I just love his comportment throughout. Again, saying, hey, I had to confront my friends. It was an embarrassment, but I got back in the gym. And again, the scale doesn't tell everything, but it indicates something. He comes in 11 pounds lighter when he was already an Adonis, but he knew he had to change. It's not easy. You have to spar a lot to drop that weight, and he did that, Sergio.
Andy Ruiz said that he couldn't let Anthony Joshua grow bravado, and bravado is not the word he used. Instead, Anthony Joshua grew something else, a brain, because that's the way you beat the toughness and the man with the faster hands. You move around, you stick and move, and do not let him get planted.
Look, Joshua said, hey, my weight is due to my style of living. He started boxing June 20th. And he says, my weight adjusted. He wasn't looking to lose weight. He just lost weight because he was working hard all summer. And I'm sorry to say, Andy Ruiz was not. He was not.
And that's what happens when you go from 0 to 60 with popularity, Brian. When you become the champ and you upset the world like that, the world gets planted on your feet and you indulge.
Again, the biggest concern for a fighter with a meteoric rise is the immediate meteoric fall. And Ruiz, obviously never known for his conditioning in the first place, but he benefited by being a late replacement in New York City, coming off a fight only 5 weeks before. So he was in shape, he stayed in shape, and he shocked the world. But tonight, Anthony Joshua had a plan, he stuck to it, and he, right now, can make his claim once again as the baddest man on the planet.
The baddest and smartest. Because that was an excellent performance for Anthony Joshua, sticking and moving, boxing and fighting. Excellent, excellent strategy by him and his trainer, Robert McCracken.
And we have three giants in the heavyweight division once again, in Joshua, Wilder, and Fury. And you would love to see a little round robin between the three. That would transcend boxing. That would make this sport huge once again. Charismatic big men who can all box, who all have different strengths. Wilder with ungodly power, Joshua now with power and boxing ability, and Fury just a natural fighter, and huge as well.
So are you saying that the heavyweight division is back, Brian?
It should be, if they could all fight each other. We are awaiting the interviews in the ring. Andy Scott, there's the pose for you. I believe that is the Jack Dempsey that was adopted by Mike Tyson and then Glenn Koff Johnson. But that is standing there saying, I am the man. And Anthony Joshua is just that. Again, Andy Scott of Sky Sports will do the initial interview of Anthony Joshua. We'll hear from the man himself as he talks to the local Saudi officials and royals here ringside. Andy Scott is in the ring with the champ.
Anthony Joshua.
Yes, sir.
It's how you come back from defeat that defines you. You're a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Please tell us how you're feeling right now.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank God. I want to say Bismillah. And then, next, I want to say, man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
Talk us through the game plan, talk us through the fight, and how you carried it out.
A man like me don't make no excuses. My boy Chisora said I can win this if I'm ready to DIE. And look, this is about boxing. I'm used to knocking guys out, you know what I'm saying? But last time I realized, hang on a minute, I hurt the man and I got caught coming in and I gave the man his credit. There was no excuses, right? But I said to myself, I'm going to correct myself and come again. I respect Andy and his family, his trainers so much. I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport is about hitting and not getting hit.
Physically, we can see the difference, lighter, faster, but mentally, was there a difference, a change in mentality as well?
Never a change in mentality. You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble. I'm hungry, I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. And I just want to say thank you to Andrew Ruiz and his family. I want to say thank you to everyone in Saudi Arabia. I want to say thank you to all the traveling fans, all of my supporters. And I want to say thank you to God and thank you to Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, all my team. Respect to Tom Hall, my mentor, Matchroom, Rob McCracken, Angel, Joby, Jamie, Chris, Gatman, Mark Ellison, Mike Loosemore, Rob Madden, man, Seltz, Henry, 258 Management. I don't know what to say. I can just keep on going on. Soapbox London, Sky Sports, The Zone, and everyone in this building, let's go!
How difficult is it to keep a cool head when someone like Andy Ruiz is marching you down over 12 rounds?
It's all about preparation. As I said, one day when I release a book, I'll talk through my career. Listen, careers are all about experience. There's no losing, there's no winning. It's just about creating great memories in this game that we all love. I took my L and I bounced back. Anyone can do it. Life is a roller coaster. What do you want me to do? Give up? I hear certain man saying, oh, I should retire, I should retire. Come on, man. We love this sport. Andy, are you ready to retire? Are you ready to retire? Exactly, he's a warrior.
Energy, baby.
He wants to go again.
Fight.
Please respect us. This is what we love to do. I respect Andy.
Who wants to see the third fight?
So let's ask that question. It's 1-1. Let's talk about the future. Would you do it again?
Without a doubt. Listen, if you heard, we're going to do it a third.
Andy, while you're here, commiserations. What went wrong?
You know what? It was his night, man. I think I didn't prepare as how I should have, and you know I gained too much weight. But I don't want to give no excuses. He won. He boxed me around. But you know what? If we do the third fight, best believe I'm gonna get in fucking best shape, and I'm gonna be the best shape of my life.
Apologies for the language. Was that key that you did come in too heavy? There was a lot of raised eyebrows at the weigh-in yesterday. How much of an effect did that have during the fight?
You know what? It kind of affected me a lot. I thought I was going to feel stronger. I thought I was going to be better. But you know what? I think next fight I'm going to get more prepared. I'm going to work with my team a little bit more. I try to train myself kind of for this preparation. Like I said, I don't want to give no excuse. Anthony Joshua did a hell of a job. I just want to give thanks to God and
to everybody in here in Saudi Arabia that was supporting.
Did you feel that you were going to get to him as the fight was going on? You were chasing him and chasing him and chasing him. After the first fight, you knew you could hurt him. Did you think you were going to get to him, and how disappointed are you that you couldn't get there?
Yeah, you know, I think I was chasing him too much instead of cutting the rings. I was hesitating too much. I felt my arms felt like I couldn't throw my combinations, but you know what? I know next time I'm going to do a lot better. But who wants to see the third trilogy fight right here in Saudi Arabia, baby?
Commiserations to you, Andy. Let's have a word on the future with promoter Eddie Hearn. Andy wants number 3. AJ seems to want number 3. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia seems to want number 3. What are the future plans?
The future plans is celebrate. Celebrate and celebrate.
Too much instead of cutting the rings. I was hesitating too much. I felt my arms felt like I couldn't throw my combinations, but you know what? I know next time I'm going to do a lot better. But who wants to see the third trilogy fight right here in Saudi Arabia, baby?
Commiserations to you, Andy. Let's have a word on the future with promoter Eddie Hearn. Andy wants number 3. AJ seems to want number 3. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia seems to want number 3. What are the future plans?
The future plans is celebrate. Celebrate and celebrate hard. This man has been responsible for the growth of British boxing. He has given everything to the sport. He won Olympic gold for Great Britain. He won a world championship after 16 fights, unified it after 19 fights, unified it after 21 fights, and tonight in Saudi Arabia, he becomes a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. And that is beautiful.
How much did you enjoy that?
They wrote him off. They said he was all hype. You know, he had to come back from humiliation at Madison Square Garden. Tonight, he's the governor. He's the governor of the division. He's 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Give him the respect. He's a great individual. Mate, we're coming home tomorrow night. Heathrow, we're landing. This is going to be one hell of a flight home. And I want to say thank you so much to Prince Khalid and Prince Abdulaziz from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You know, we got criticised for coming here. The experience and the welcome we've received from the people has been incredible. The vision that they have for the boxing, unforgettable. Tonight, he's done it. Anthony Joshua, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
One more on the future. This is definitely Andy and Anthony's night, but is the Grand Slam unification still a chance?
Listen, we wanted the undisputed for years and years. Don't worry about that. Tonight's about celebrating. We'll do what he wants to do. He's always wanted to be undisputed. People listen to rubbish people talk. We said we're not going to talk about any other fights. And you know what? We're not even going to do it now. We're not even going to give him the airtime because he's the king. He's the king. No, you are the king. You are. They wrote you off. They wrote you off. They said you were hype. You come back. You schooled him. And you're the king again. Trust me.
I'm worried that he's coming for the microphone. There's a lot of people that would have stayed up watching this. You've got fans all over the world, but your fan base is in Britain. Have you got a message for everyone back home?
As I always say, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. And I also want to shout out Prince Khalid, Prince Abdulaziz, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, SCEE holding us down. We're going to see more boxing in this region. We're going to see more boxing in London and America. Once again, thank you so much for coming. Listen, I'm going to jump on Instagram, send me the location. Where's the turn up? We're going to party tonight. 2-time!
2-time, congratulations.